Hello, everybody, and welcome to our third episode of Couch Potato Queen's Reality Realness Circle Chat. Oh, yes. I am joined by my two good pals. Right next to me, we have Couch Potato Queen, Josh Mendelson. Josh, how are you doing today?
Hello. I'm doing great. We had fun last night with our ranking girl, so it's fun.
Oh, we did. We did have so much fun with our RuPaul's Drag Race ranking of the season. So
that's what's going on. I saw that you guys went live, and at that time I'm doing the Challenge All Stars podcast, so I'm like, I just saw the notification. I was like, oh, that must mean that there was like another Drag Race episode that came out. And so like after I went to look for a Drag Race episode and there was nothing there, I was like, oh.
You're like,
so now
what are they even talking about?
Exactly.
We ranked all the seasons, so if anybody's curious about what the official Couch Potato Queen's ranking order is, check it out.
There you go.
I do want to know.
Also, we are joined by the lovely and hypnotically beautiful.
Thank you.
Chantele from Reality Realness. How are you?
I'm a little bit tired, but I'm really happy to be here to talk about this final week, final rankings, like what went down. I loved this season, and I'm happy to talk about it with you guys. So I'm pumped.
It's wild to me that we are on our penultimate episode of our circle chat. We only have one more after this. It's the finale.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so for me, I feel like there's multiple sides. And up until like this week, I've been a really big fan of Courtney and River. But I saw myself this episode looking at the other side, like rooting for the other side against them. I was really hoping they were going to pull it off this week.
I'm still rooting for River, but I'm not rooting for Courtney. And I stopped rooting for Kat. So it's like,
man, if we want to talk about a full 360, go back and watch our podcast last week. Anybody?
Right? Kat, yeah.
We were like, oh yeah, we don't want Kat to go. She could win the whole thing. And just,
what are you doing?
Within the first 5 minutes of the episode, Kat tanked her whole game.
What happened?
We immediately get our goodbye messages from Emily and from Lance, and we find out they are both catfishes. And everybody in the chat is just like, oh, that's wild. They're catfish because these are the first catfish that they've caught. And Kat immediately starts in with, which one of you is going to lie about Emily coming to see you? And I'm like, what a wild thing to say in the circle chat.
Absolutely. And like the funny part is so, Kat is like going full force saying that Emily and, is best friends with Chloe. It has to be her. And if it was happening and they didn't have that new profile that they were going to go become, he wasn't even going to go see Chloe. He was going to go see Trevor. So her whole rationale is completely off because if he actually got to go see somebody, it wasn't going to be Chloe. So for her to just tank her game for that,
it was just dumb. It was a dumb move. And I thought she was better than that. I thought she was going to be good and know what she was doing. But just because you can have that opinion and think that, but you don't say that to people, especially when you're an intruder and these people have been together since the very beginning.
Absolutely. You don't have the luxury of being able to call out the group when you're an intruder. If River had kind of said something a little like, oh, looks like someone's not being too truthful, people would be like, oh, River. But when it's Kat, it seems a little more just you don't know us like that,
Yeah.
What really threw me off about that whole thing is that she was willing to tank her game over this, because in reality, what if, let's say that Emily did go see Chloe, what would Chloe have to gain from this?
Wouldn't have anything to gain. And
she revealed that she was able to meet what's her name?
Teralisha, yeah.
Yeah. It just didn't make any sense. It just all was weird. it seemed like a weird thing to implode about. And then Miss Cat, as Courtney would say, again implodes her game by creating the Kardashians Light group chat.
What was it? She called them the Southerners, Southern Queens.
Yes, Southern Queens, the Southern Queens chat, and just completely blows up her game again. Like, she knew that the three of them were friends. She knows that River and Courtney and Chloe are friends. Like,
yeah, it's like, no, even if Chloe was lying, you don't go to anybody's best friends to go talk about their other best friend. Like, it just doesn't work that way. They'd be like, I support her, whatever she does. Screw you. Bye. Like, it's just like, you wouldn't do that in real life. In real life, if you heard something, you wouldn't go and tell their best friends. Like, you just wouldn't do that. So the fact that she was like, I didn't know what she was trying to get out of it, and she wanted everybody to turn on Chloe, which was just definitely not going to happen. I don't know why she was using that information in that way. If she thought it was true, she should have kept it to herself and maybe like do little like seed plantings or something. But man, she was bad. I Blaine, he's a big the challenge fan, and so anything about the challenge, I'm like, can you help me get this episode? And he's like, can hook me up usually. So I usually wait until the next day because I don't have time usually right at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
How me and Alex do it, because we basically live together without living together. Alex comes over on Wednesday night to watch. She comes like an hour and a half later than she's supposed to. We gossip and chat and kiki for like 2 hours, and then by the time it's ready, we watch like one episode together, and then
we're too tired, and then we're like, Josh, I'm gonna go home, and
like, it's cool, girl. We'll watch the rest by Saturday. It'll be fine.
And then I usually end up watching the rest while I'm at work or while I am, doing other things. I'll try and keep it on in the background, but I can't really pay much attention, so I end up watching it twice.
I'm living.
Oh my God, yes. This is a cool thing. What hashtag team are you guys? I know Chantele was saying Team River.
No, I'm hashtag Team Trevor. So my order is, after these 4 episodes, my order is hashtag Team Trevor, hashtag Team River. I love Chloe. I love Chloe. I think that she could win, but I don't want somebody that's already kind of been on a show before to win. Like, I want these new people, this is their first time on a reality show, to get an opportunity to win. And they're also American. I prefer to like keep it hometown advantage type thing. Yeah. So Chloe's out of the running for me in who I want to win just because of those reasons, but I love her. It's nothing against Chloe. And then John, and then Courtney. I want Courtney to win kind of last.
How much of a gag would it be if John won?
John could win if people were playing optimally. He could win. I would be living. I'm a big Jack fan now. Jack has grown on me a lot during this. In the beginning, I was like not a Jack fan, but Jack with Lisa, great combination.
Is it only because of their height difference?
Collection Co.
Is it only because of their height difference that you love him and like him dancing?
I'm all about them, like no question. But honestly, I am a big Chloe fan, so I am Team Chloe. I've been since episode 1.
Latasha, hi.
Latasha's not about it.
Seriously though, I'm all about Team Chloe. I'm not here for River winning. I love Lee. I think he's so much fun. I don't want him to win. I would like Trevor to win. Delisa, Team Trevor or Team Chloe is who I am.
Yeah, I found out something pretty interesting about River recently because I was watching Lee's Instagram live. Ooh. And Lee was saying that something that didn't get put into the edit was Lee talking about River's backstory and like talking to everybody about like River's backstory. And what Lee had done is Lee had a bunch of chats with people about River coming from a super religious home and his family being ministers. And so when he came out as queer, it was kind of like a huge thing and he got like disowned by his family, which is similar to Lee's story. And that kind of explains why he wouldn't know 99 Problems, because he grew up like really sheltered.
Production secrets. There you go.
This is it.
And that kind of, I'm like, wow, I wish we would have seen that, because that's a great game move.
Yes.
To like kind of explain away like any kind of like weird disconnect of like, why is this guy maybe not acting like a 20-something-year-old? You can just be like, oh, he grew up in a weird religious household, you know?
You know, Adrian has a really good question there. I actually thought it would, and I was excited to see it happen. I always root for an underdog, and when there's like a plan or something out there, I'm always here for it. So I was totally down for it.
I loved the master plan. I was like, yes. Like, I mean, Mitchell's okay. He's okay. But like, I wanted it to work, but it really was too little too late. Like they should have done this plan like one blocking ago, you know? And like, it it didn't work because it was too late, but it was a good plan and it just wasn't executed in time.
They also, I feel like what would have helped them is if they could have involved John. Because I feel like John was really underutilized.
He was, but John was loyal to River, I think, already on the other side. John like already had the closeness to River, and I think Courtney, but definitely River at least.
Yeah, that's true, is that they could have come up with it when Kat was there and had more numbers to edit the rankings.
I agree.
Do you know if they're allowed to talk about how they're going to rank?
It seems like no, because nobody has done it. We've never seen them unless they do it and they don't air it. Yeah. But it seems like they're not allowed to. It's kind of like in Big Brother, you're not actually allowed to talk about your nominations, you know, or like your votes. Like you're not actually allowed to speak about it. So I would say no.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I got, because I'm surprised people aren't like, okay, well, I'm going to put this person at the bottom so we can keep them from, you know, they don't strategize that more. You think that Trevor should win because they've played in the middle at the beginning and now they have a good underdog story? Totally, yeah.
But the problem is it's because it's ranking. And so if they think that Trevor is going to win and they're trying to win themselves, they might not put Trevor super high. And that's how someone like John can scoop in, because people are like, well, no one's going to put John in first. I'll put John in first. And if everybody puts John in first, then John wins.
Very true.
It really is going to depend on everybody's strategy in the rankings, and how they determine what everybody else is going to be doing.
How do y'all feel about this? Do we think that Courtney is a huge threat?
Yeah, but I don't think Courtney will win.
I don't think he is, because I think people are going to be like, we don't want Courtney to win.
Guys, I think John might win.
He might. He
might.
I really don't want that.
You have Courtney and River are going to put Trevor and Chloe at the bottom, and Trevor and Chloe are going to put Courtney and River at the bottom. So it's going to, or Chloe might have a chance possibly. It's going to be like Chloe, John, maybe River. I don't think Courtney and I don't think Trevor are going to win. I want them to.
But Trevor could win because he hasn't been first yet. I don't think he's been he's been second and third for most of the game. True. And so people may not be thinking about him as like somebody that's a threat. They wouldn't I don't think anybody's going to put Chloe on top because of the fact that she's been on top a lot of the game. So I feel like they'll be putting her in like third place. And so Trevor might be like consistent seconds. And then maybe all the first places will be distributed. And so he might be able to win that way.
It kind of seems like, at least in the past seasons that I've watched, that the first places end up canceling out because people who get ranked first usually get also ranked last as well.
Yeah.
So like a first and a last will essentially cancel each other out. Hi, Tiffany. Glad you're here.
Hi, Tiffany.
But yeah, what Latasha's saying, I totally agree with this, where the strategic ranking is kind of, you know, a little obnoxious, but I think it's also part of the game. Like it's that same age-old question where with Survivor, is appealing to the jury part of the game. It totally is. So it's trying to think, how will I rank in a strategic ranking at the end is totally part of the game. You know, you kind of want to float in the middle, like a Trevor. So that's
Mhm.
why I think that that Trevor might have the possibility, because we might get a lot of second places from Trevor.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Um,
So what did you guys think of like the actual? So this was like episode 9 was when we were really introduced to John, and so he's going to be a psychic, and I was kind of like, man, like they're so mean to make him a psychic, but I was impressed that they gave him some moonology oracle cards, and like they seem to be doing a decent job as John. I was surprised.
I also, there was that game, Chantele, that they played, and everyone like was lying. They're all like, pick a number, like pick the same number as me, and like every single time it was different, but they all lied. Every single person did. It was incredible.
I just love the
it.
idea of these people thinking that they're gaslighting this old man psychic in their apartment.
What I didn't like though was that Courtney was like using that. He brought up that game and be like, yeah, let's go kind of, suss out the catfish here and see if he's a real psychic. Like, I just didn't like that he was already trying to like, I don't know, be mean to the poor psychic old man. He's just, because he gets in his mind about somebody, and like he doesn't let it go and let off. Like, Savannah's not the coolest. Like, get off that train. Like, start liking Tara Lucia. She's a better girl, in my opinion. Anyway,
Exactly.
I feel like Courtney gets really like one track mind, and it's not necessarily in the direction that I want.
Yeah, very that.
Very that.
Very that. I feel like Courtney's only real upside right now is that Courtney is aligned with River.
Yeah.
And Chloe. Like, the best move that Courtney's made in the game is, I mean, I will give Courtney his Joker moment where he kind of got everyone to think that it was Emily for a hot sec.
But Mitchell has sussed this out. Like, Mitchell's like, oh yeah, no, it was Courtney 100%.
And if Mitchell has sussed it out, like,
they know.
Yeah. Oh, we have a lot of Team Trevor in the comments. It seems like that's kind of the general consensus.
Yeah. Trevor's definitely the most popular right now. I think it started off as Courtney, and I think Trevor's really becoming. I loved Jaleesa since episode 1 when we first saw her. I was like, she has longevity in her because she is a smart player. I could tell from her first little interview that she'd do very well. So
how do go ahead.
I was going to say, how do you feel about Trevor constantly winning all of the artistic challenges?
How'd you know that's where I was going to go right now? Because I was going to say, like, okay, I would have sussed out that last, like, when they had to do those pictures and draw, I forget what the type of the game was, but they had to draw in anonymously one of the other people. Oh, it was their campaign pitch. And so she was the only one that drew like a nice picture. I believe it was of River. I would be like, okay, that's the only artistic person. That is also Trevor. So we would know that that's Trevor's picture. And I would be like, they were already being like, I think that was a girl. So I'm surprised that they didn't link that together again, that the only good picture that wasn't just a bunch of words and like maybe an elf looking Santa on a page, like it has to be the same person that just won the mannequin challenge. So that was my.
Yeah. Because really, Delisa's been the only one who has consistently done well in the artistic challenges. I guess kind of River Lee has kind of done well, but not like to that extent. So it'd be like so obvious that was Trevor who like made the shady poster.
I would be like, interesting.
Yeah, the curly and calculated.
Yes, I thought that was a funny move. Because River is curly and calculated, okay?
River's calculated though. I think that Lee's just kind of like trying not to be mean.
We have that alliance.
I kind of feel like the calculatedness of Courtney is like rubbing off on Lee. Like all the calculated moves that Courtney is pulling within the Kardashians is kind of like falling on to River in a way.
True. I definitely think Courtney's behind a lot of the things. Courtney is definitely like the head, and River's like the Robin, Batman and Robin kind of thing. River's kind of just going with Courtney kind of thing.
Yeah.
It reminds me of last season, Shuby and Rebecca. Very similar.
Totally. I can see it. Yeah. Absolutely.
One real, one catfish. And they're a really unlikely duo. I'm living though for the finale. I can't wait till Trevor and Chloe meet. I hope that they do it right this time. So I don't know if you finished the Circle UK yet?
I did.
Josh?
I'm halfway through.
Come on.
Well, I want to
I
say
know,
something about the finale.
Just say it. I already know who won. I looked on Wikipedia. We're good.
Why did you do that?
Josh always spoils it for himself.
That was not a good one to spoil.
So anybody watching, this is now the time to close your ears if you do not want a spoiler for
it's not a full spoiler, but it's just the fact that I thought it would have been a good moment for Manrika and what was his name? Felix to be in the room first. I thought that they should have been the first two people in the when they were meeting for the dinner, and then you can bring in Saeed. I didn't think that Saeed and Manrika, and then waste that moment where it's oh my god, my boyfriend's a girl. I wanted that moment alone where she could be pissed at this person for catfishing and really leading her on for a month.
I feel like what they were trying to do is they were trying to set up Manrika and I forget Saeed's actual name, but they were trying to set up Manrika and Saeed to date. They were trying to set up them to be oh wow, it was you all along.
No, it's not going to work. She needs.
I don't care. I still love Manrika.
I love Manrika. She got so much hate online, and I'm really pissed about it. But I wanted her and Felix to have this super awkward moment, and then you can bring Saeed in, and maybe Saeed could be oh my god, you're my hero. You are actually a good person. And maybe cradle her broken heart. Maybe that's how they can get them to maybe be together. Totally. So this is in this situation.
Saeed would have been so mad to walk in and be you're Felix.
Exactly. I was right all along, and then I changed my mind in the end.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
Totally.
UK Circle, everybody watch.
And so how I was paralleling that though is that I hope that they put Chloe and Trevor together first in the room. I want to see that moment on its own, standalone.
I will guarantee you that Chloe is the first person to walk into that room.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
She better be. Who else would be?
Courtney?
I think the last ones to walk into the room will be
John,
the two. That will be the last two to walk in.
I think the order will be it will be Chloe, then Trevor, then Courtney, then River, then John.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. It's usually the real person's in the room first, and then the catfish comes in and be surprise.
Hello.
Who are you?
Is this more catfish in the finale than last year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Way more. Last season was only one catfish in the finale. Rebecca, that's it.
Yeah, it was. It was only the one. Mm-hmm. This season, it was all catfish, baby.
It was all.
So much catfish.
There's only two people that are real, Courtney and Chloe.
Yeah.
The Kardashians are real. The rest are not.
Well, not River, though. Criver.
I'm living.
Tiffany. This is totally, I agree with what you're saying there. I don't see how calculated is a bad thing. I think at this point, though, they're grasping at straws on how to get people out.
Yeah.
They're trying to be oh, well, this person's calculated and I'm not, so let's get them out. They're trying to pin any little bit of thing. It's always weird to me that people are so mad about catfishes because I'm just we know that they're going to be here.
I think it's just like what you said, though. I think it's so that they have a reason to get people out. And sometimes people can overcome that. So like Saeed, people I don't even care if he's a catfish. I really like that person. And I think that that's kind of where River is. People are I don't know if I fully believe River, but I like River. I want him to be here. I don't care if he's a catfish. And so I think it's when they want to use it to be let's get them out. It's oh, he's a catfish. And when it's it doesn't matter, be oh, he's a catfish.
Would the 100 problems thing have tipped you guys off?
Yeah.
Even after finding out the River was raised in a religious home, T?
No, I mean, after that, I would be like, oh, okay, I understand. Because there's these.
Everybody knows 99 Problems with a Bitch Ain't One. Everybody knows
Not
that.
true. That's not true. So I watch. You guys got to see these twins. So there's two little black boys. They're like 18 and 19 or 19 and 20. They're super young, but they grew up in a super religious home. And so they have people in their chat suggesting different videos of songs that they've never heard of before. So like the people are sending them like Whitney Houston and like all these people, and they're listening to the song live for the first time, and their reactions to the song are amazing. Like whether it's like Phil Collins or like something super hip hop, like all these songs that they've never heard before because they're super religious. So I would have to say that it is very possible that they're completely sheltered and not, I can believe River because I'm seeing these two twins that they're like, oh, I never expect her to be, that good. And like, this is like Whitney Houston. You're like, what? You're hearing And I Will Love You for the first time at like 20 live right now? Like, so yes, I do believe it. Good morning.
Hello, Philippines.
Hi, Bimby. Good morning from the Philippines. Yes. But yeah, I feel like the circle is like low-key kind of religious in like a weird way because they cut out the stuff about River leaving his religious home, but every season there's always someone on who's like, I'm a person of God.
Always. He was last season. Wasn't Chris?
Yeah, Chris was like, I'm a man of God.
I love Chris.
Because now this year we have Mitchell who's like, I'm a virgin for Jesus.
But that body, it's a waste of a body.
Did you see on Instagram he made a post that was just like him like shirtless that was like, do you still think I'm a virgin?
No. Where is my phone? I need to see this.
Incredible.
I'm just like, you are milking this virgin thing so hard.
He's not a virgin. He lies.
You think?
I don't know, guys. Let us know in the comments. Do you think that Mitchell is actually a virgin? I want to believe he is because it's a weird thing to lie about. But
yeah, no, I think he is. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but I didn't think his mom and brother were that religious though. His mom didn't come out that religious. Did they?
I think Ed might have had a cross necklace on or something.
But Ed definitely came off as like your douchey. Ed was a douchebag.
Ed was not a virgin.
Ed was definitely like no.
He's literally pulling a Colton Underwood during that episode.
I mean, I did say that. That was one of my thoughts, so I just didn't want to bring it up again because, I mean, it's these good-looking men that maybe don't feel comfortable with their full sexuality yet. They're a virgin because they just don't know.
Oh, he's gay.
That's what maybe.
I could see it. You know what, Mitchell? I hope that you live your truth and you become the amazing person that you want to be. And if that's just losing your virginity to a woman, go off.
If you want to experiment, call me. I'm good at chemistry. No, I'm kidding.
These episodes, though, I feel like other than the cat drama, like nothing too wild happened in these 4 episodes. It was kind of tame, you know?
It was. We lost Kat and Mitchell. I mean, Kat, we all knew was going to go right out. I don't think that was a shock to anyone. Everyone knew Kat was going because of the mess that she made very quickly.
Way to ruin her game.
I know. I was kind of rooting for Mitchell that last episode, though. I wanted that plan to work. I did, but it didn't. And oh well, now I can.
I will say I was shaking in my boots during the quiz competition when Delisa had to answer who are these 3 basketball players, and I'm like, girl, if you do not know that, you are done. Because was literally wearing like a basketball hat in his photo. Like, you can't not know that. There's no collection coing this one, girl.
True.
I mean,
The
I
which
know.
reveal would be the most shocking for the players on Wednesday?
Trevor.
Trevor?
Trevor's going to
Yeah.
be shocking.
Yeah.
They all think Trevor's real.
I mean, they might be really surprised by John being Lisa and Jack.
Yes, they might.
Yeah. Do you think are you surprised that they didn't even consider that as an option? That they didn't go see, that Emily didn't see anyone and they're still in the game?
I don't know why people haven't really considered that. Maybe they haven't seen other iterations to see that happens sometimes. I don't know. I was surprised that they stopped talking about that.
Yeah.
And Chantele, where's the Canada version of the circle? Are they doing it? They need to.
Well, I think definitely Canada has other problems with COVID and stuff because it's actually filmed in the UK. So
yeah,
nobody's flying over anywhere right now, I don't think. So
yeah,
I would love it. I would definitely try to get on that one.
Oh, that would be fun.
Circle open chat.
Love it.
Amazing. If I don't know if we've said this before. If you were on the circle, would you go in as yourself?
I'd have to. It's too much work to try to be an authentic person that's not myself and connect with, you know what I mean? It's just not having stories to back up and just authenticate the realness of you. It just would be too much work. I would think it might be interesting. It might be fun. It's like playing the circle on hard when you could just play it on medium. You know what I mean? I'll play it on medium. If they forced me to do it though, I would if they're well, you can't get on the show unless you're a catfish. I'd be okay, well, I'd find a catfish that would be someone that would be similar to me that I could at least bring my own personality through, but has a different profile picture. I'd have to do it like that.
Yeah.
I would go in as myself, but production would make me be a catfish. I'm convinced. So I would be a catfish.
I'm convinced that the circle doesn't like fat people unless they're catfished.
God.
I'm just cast me in the circle, but you'll make me a catfish.
Actually, Alex, I've told you this. I think Alex's personality would win the circle. Alex gets along with the guys, can fake work it with the ladies. Alex is a very good personality for the circle. I think Alex is absolutely could win.
I did send in an application for this season of The Circle, and I made it to round 2 of auditions.
Really? What's the second stage? What's
sending in a video?
Okay.
The stage 1 is just typing out a whole bunch of stuff and sending them links to your social media. And then if they like it, they'll be hi, please send us a video with these things. And I did not.
Well, I'm going to actually ask you to give me that because oh, you didn't send the video?
No, COVID started and I was just man, COVID, and I just didn't do it.
Do the next one, Alex.
I will. I'll audition again.
I also want to know what the questions are because I believe I sent one in last season and I didn't hear anything, but then I heard about another show called Jet Set that they were also casting for, and so I applied for that. But then they sent me another circle application, so I don't know if they would actually even let me on just because I am Canadian. But I'd be I can fly out in an American city and I can have a postal code there. My dad lives there, so I'm you know,
yeah,
we're supposed to be an American. They can pay the taxes if you want. If it's all about the taxes, I'll give you 30,000 in America. You know, whatever the winnings.
You could be like Lemon from but your Lemon was on Canada Drag Race. But Lemon could have been on U.S. Drag Race because Lemon lives in New York. So.
You'd be like Brooklyn Heights.
Brooklyn Heights, that's it. Mm-hmm. Brooklyn Heights.
Yeah. How do you feel that? If we get a John win, what do you think that the fan reaction will be?
That'd be pretty sour, I think. Pretty sour because
I'd be here for it.
I would be happy for Jack, but I don't think that Lisa would be deserving of half of that money because she doesn't contribute anything to the John profile. She's always yeah, that's good. Ooh, I like it. Yeah, that's good. And it's well, literally. How about you maybe give some input into this character instead of just agreeing with Jack?
I think you're missing a key component, and that's that John likes to read. And so does Lisa.
I am deceived. I am deceased.
Yeah, Adrian, we agree. I'd be upset.
Adrian, so mad. So mad.
Yeah, no, I feel like also a dual catfish profile winning though would also just be iconic.
That'd be great.
Even
I like Lisa. I like Lisa a lot.
I like Lisa as a person, but I do not like Lisa in the circle. She is not playing the game.
She's so boring. She's just not strategic. She's not engaging. The most exciting part is that she's short. Like that's like, oh, she's so short. Like
And
that's
she has
it.
that fun sweater.
Chantele, who are you rooting for in season 1?
I liked Chris and Sam. I liked all of them actually. Chris, Sammy, and Shupi. I like them.
I like Sammy. I was a big Sammy fan. I like Joey. I thought Joey was a great first winner. I think he was good.
I was like not mad about it.
Yeah, I wasn't mad, but he's just kind of like a little bit of an eye roll. A little bit of an eye roll for me. And
I
like
wanted
that whole
Shubi or Chris to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we did have a comment earlier up here. I can't remember who said it, but someone said that Joey putting Shubi at the bottom is why Shubi didn't win. Yeah. And that was the strategic voting again that we were talking about. Well, and I definitely think that we're going to get a Courtney destroying River in this, and River will put Courtney first.
You think so?
I think that Courtney will put River last.
The shade. We'll see.
Shade of it all.
Yeah.
Would love.
And yeah, I literally can't get over this though. I keep thinking about it.
Yeah, Adrian. Like, Lisa, do some work here. Like, come on.
She's just there as Lance Bass's assistant to report back to Lance. No, I'm kidding.
Like, even with the bad dancing that they're doing, and they're doing this like weird bad dancing, and she's just like, you get to see her just like looking over at like Jack to like try to do it like the same as him. And like, I'm like, girl, like you're just like, he's not a good dancer. Just like walk backwards and like, I don't know, arms. Like, she's so bad. I'm sorry.
Amazing.
I don't hate her, but like, she's not really great as a personality on the show.
No. I was, did you see on Instagram, on the Circle Instagram, that her and Lance Bass did like a reaction video to Lance being a profile on the Circle?
Yes, it was incredible.
Oh, you should watch it, Chantele. It was very funny. It was very funny. Lance Bass is like, well, I would have gone in as Lisa, Lance Bass's assistant. And then they would have been surprised when it was the real Lance Bass.
Adrian just posted about the award show. Yes, Mitchell was done so dirty, so bad. It was like every negative one went to Mitchell.
I mean, Courtney should have definitely got the ass kissing one, because he's such an annoying ass kisser with this like, oh, I'm just gonna like, you know, say all these things and be like, oh my God, amazing. And you're like, and you know that he's not happy about certain situations. So I think that he should have gotten that award, not poor Mitchell.
And that's another instance of River getting the backlash that Courtney is the one doing it all. I think it's the two of them are kind of not doing great for each other's game, but they're a good alliance.
Hey, they're there in the end. They obviously did decent. I mean, there weren't that many cast members this season, but still, they made it to the end.
I do think though that we need to prepare ourselves for a Courtney win.
Okay.
No, it's not happening.
You don't think so?
No, I can't. I don't know if they're strategic enough. I don't think so. I think that they'll be voting emotionally.
I think
that they're voting strategically.
I think we're getting a John one.
Let's talk a little bit about their what I would do with the money speeches. Speaking of emotional voting, our first one is going to be John saying that he would take his family on a vacation.
Yeah, I mean,
like it was cute, but also it was a safe lie.
Yes.
You know, like if John ends up winning and then they're like, oh, so you're not taking your family on a vacation, no one's going to be like, oh, you said you were going to donate to charity, or you said that like someone was dying in the hospital.
Or
Like,
you said you were gonna have an NSYNC reunion concert.
yeah, like it's a safe lie, so I get why they did it, and I think that was a good move. Like,
yeah,
it
it
makes
wasn't
John
anything
seem
too
real.
serious. Exactly. Like, he does have a pretty big family. He might have wanted to do something that was a little more heartstrings, and maybe being like, oh, like my mom needs to do Walker, like, I don't know, something maybe that would pull on the heartstring. But yeah, it was definitely safe. I wouldn't be, you're lying, and I wouldn't also care if you were lying. So
Yeah, because that's what you want to avoid, is just making like an insane lie that's going to make you look like a douche when you win the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chloe's pitch to win. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, she had a very good pitch to win.
Chloe's very genuine. Chloe's a
Yeah.
very genuine person.
absolutely. I really like Chloe.
I will
Chloe's
say
amazing.
about Chloe's pitch is I think Homegirl doesn't realize that $100,000 is not going to get you all those things.
True. It's going to be
At
like
100,000 pounds. Okay.
50,000 pounds. Like, wait,
Nah.
the win's 100,000, correct? US?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like half. 50,000 pounds is not that much money. What is
No,
what they
I'm
win
like-
on Love Island UK?
Pardon?
That's what they get on Love Island UK is 50,000 pounds. So yeah, I guess maybe it's,
I could see Chloe going on Love Island.
she should.
You know,
I think Chloe's
Love Island.
definitely not done. Chloe's gonna end up on like the challenge, I feel like. I could see Chloe on the challenge.
Courtney's was also heartbreaking, but I'm afraid people might be so emotional just to give him the win. Courtney did have a very humanizing pitch for the win about his stepfather and his father being, or his stepfather being ill in the hospital and all that. Yeah, that was a very like another humanizing moment for Courtney, and I think another solidifying thing of this person's not a catfish. Like that would be an insane thing to lie about.
But I was boo-hooing over Trevor and Lisa, and like, you know, they all got opportunities to get video messages from home, and just seeing her so cute baby and her so cute husband Trevor, and him being like, you're our hero, and I was like crying as I think they won my heart for sure. Her pitch being like, I just want to create a home for my daughter. I'm like, a home. So no,
and that's another one where that is a lie that people would not be mad about, because you do have this daughter, you are creating a home, you are doing all of these things, but it's just you are married to Trevor and you're not Trevor.
Yeah, and like we could see that Kat right away was like, Trevor's your Trevor's baby mama. Like she immediately said, like, thought that that's like what had happened there when she went to see Trevor after being blocked. So
yeah,
I think that's going to be the general reaction to everybody else in the circle, being like automatically like, oh, like how do you know Trevor? Are you the mom? Like they would immediately, I think, make that connection, and so I think that she'll be off the hook, and people won't be very mad at her.
That's the perfect way to catfish, I think, is by allowing the story to still be yours. Because then you're not being a douche, like lying about that. Like imagine if you went into the circle as a single father, but you just like didn't have any children.
Well, did somebody go as a single mom? What was the single mom's name? Or was that in the UK? Was that in?
May have been UK.
It might have been UK season 2.
I don't remember anybody doing that in season 2.
It was a blonde woman.
That one guy being the grandma in UK. Like, why was he a grandma? To a grandma, like an 80-year-old woman?
It was his grandmother, though. It was his own
it was his grandmother.
Yeah.
And
Saeed, would she do the circle?
I mean, I thought that Dot was like, Dot's not real. Like, there's no way Dot was real. But Saeed, like, was actually his, I think it was a family friend or his actual uncle. Like, it was somebody that he was pulling as a real person. So you got to be close to yourself for sure, and just have backstory for it to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you watch her and Real Trevor's YouTube channel? Because it's I didn't know that they had one, but I will for sure check that out. That's
Finding them.
Send us the link.
Yeah, send the link. We love it.
Yeah, tag us.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, I get what you're saying, where at the beginning Chloe was very just like all over the place, but now she's definitely a sympathetic character that we root for sure. And she's
Well,
hilarious.
Do you think, though, because you were saying that, like, what if there's a Courtney upset? Do you think, though, with the fact that, I guess it was Trevor and Mitchell telling Courtney that the Joker was Courtney and that Courtney was bad-mouthing her as the Joker, do you think that will affect the final rankings?
I feel like Courtney's going to avoid those allegations.
Well, do you think Chloe's going to bring him up?
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like even if she wasn't going to, I feel like production will make it happen.
Really?
Production is not letting the Joker go down that easily. We'll hear more about that.
Yeah, I think so too, actually.
Yeah.
I think that they should show some more of that because I need to know if he actually will get away with it or not, or if it will be brought up. And so hopefully it'll be brought up. Hope so.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
What did y'all think about River's pitch for the money?
I don't remember what it was. Oh, school loans in a car?
Yeah, student loans and not having to take the bus.
I mean, that's pretty early 20s guy like answer. I mean, I still got student loans, so I get it. Like, let's get rid of it. So it is humanizing. It's just not too like cut and deep, especially since he actually just wants a pool. It's like,
and I'm like, come on, Candy Muse's boat. Maybe Lee can invite over Candy and Candy can put her boat on Lee's pool.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Done.
But I don't think that was like a red flag or anything.
No.
So before we get into our superlatives, who do you think that will be the number one ranking for each player? I'm curious what you guys think. So I guess, and let us know in the comments what you guys think as well. So starting with Trevor, who do you think Trevor will rate number one?
Chloe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, if we take it to what they did for the last blocking, if they do the same as that, yeah, it will be Chloe.
Yeah. Do we think that they will go any different on the finale vote, though? Do we think that Delisa will do any strategic voting?
I think Courtney might put John number one.
He did in the last blocking. That's who he put number one.
Who put what did you just say? Sorry.
I think Courtney will put John, not River.
You think
that's
Courtney
what he
will
did
put John?
this particular blocking as well.
Yeah.
So who was the last? Who were the last final blocking? Who was it again? They got rid of Mitch. How did it work?
Mitchell.
We got a super influencer that was River.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So River is probably not going to get first place by a lot of people, I would think.
I think River getting super. Well, no one knows that River was the super influencer.
Oh, that's true. They don't get any information now, so they may rank similarly, knowing that person took out Mitchell. Would be like, okay, well, that was a person that is good, like that's on my side. If they're going to take out Mitchell, it has to most likely be one of the Kardashians, I would say. That's would be my guess. And so
let's see what Adrian wrote us a little thing. Trevor, Chloe, Courtney will do John or Trevor. River will do Courtney, John, River. Yeah, John will absolutely do River. And then Chloe, Trevor. Yeah.
I think it's really who Courtney puts first then.
Yeah, and then it really does seem like
then Trevor might win.
Yeah.
Because I feel like not Chloe. I think definitely Trevor's gonna put Courtney last. It's gonna be between like John and Trevor, I think, from what it looks like.
Wow.
Maybe River.
I agree with these rankings. I think that's
that's what I think.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Yeah, and thank you for checking me, Tiffany.
If you don't know how to chat.
Yeah, but I totally think that Adrian was right on the money with that. The only thing that I could see maybe being different is with this is maybe maybe Trevor not putting Chloe first. I could see Trevor getting strategic because Delisa has been so like, I need to do this for my family.
Well, then who would she put up there then? She wouldn't put River. She wouldn't put Courtney.
I could see her doing a John. I could see her thinking that putting John there will boost her.
That could pull a John win then.
I know. I really see it I see it happening because a lot of these people are strategic players.
Yeah.
Other than like Courtney or River who's going to put Courtney and John who's going to put River.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Trevor wins.
Yeah, of course.
Trevor seems to be Trevor's across the board for sure for fan favorite. And y'all, if you don't know, make sure that you go and vote for fan favorite because I think they win like $10,000 or something.
Yeah, Sammy won last year.
Yeah, so go vote. Go vote for that because we want Trevor to get that money.
Money.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, let's get to those superlatives.
What a John!
Oh my God.
We did talk about this earlier, and personally, I think that thinking about how you're going to rank in the ending is part of the game. But I don't know if Jack and Lisa were really thinking about this.
I don't know. I'm kind of gray.
I'd be really upset, Phil. I would be upset.
I would too.
But I mean, that's kind of on the other players to. If you are putting someone first, you are saying, I'm okay with them winning. So that's kind of the name of the game. Like people might have to learn the hard way that you cannot do that anymore. Yeah. Totally.
Funny.
Anyway, y'all, let's get into our superlatives of this episode. And y'all in the comments, feel free to tell us your opinions as well on our superlatives. So we have our top influencer. This does not mean the person who was a literal influencer on these 4 episodes, but just who is the person that you feel the most influenced by? Who is your top player right now moving forward? Or you're just like, yeah, that moment, that person really did it for me.
Let us know who you think.
Yeah, okay. Chantele, do you want to kick us off with this?
I mean, it has to be Trevor. The fact that he brought up that master plan got Mitchell to start executing it, and it was working. Like he did, he did the sad story, to the emotional story with Chloe to bring her closer, and she's like, oh my God, he's like my brother now. The whole steps worked, and it was just a day late. So I love the fact that they're thinking enough to be like, let's try to get Courtney or River out of here, and it was working, and so I was pretty impressed by that. Obviously, she has a good heartfelt story that she's telling, that she wants to do the money for a really good reason, and so for that, I think that across all 4 episodes, she would be my top, or he would be my top influencer.
Yep, and it seems like our comment section is in agreement with you. Josh, well, how are you feeling about our top influencer?
Oh, definitely Trevor, I think, is the top one these 2 rounds. I think Trevor is playing a great game. Delisa's kicking ass. I think Delisa deserves to win the game. I don't know if Trevor will win the game, but Trevor definitely deserves it. So top person, top influencer, definitely Trevor/Delisa.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we really can't say anybody else at this point. I guess maybe a close second for top influencer for me would be River, just because I did watch that Instagram live where Lee talked about the backstory, and that's something we didn't know. And I think that was a good move on River's part. But yeah, Delisa is just nailing this on the head. The only real mistake Delisa's made the whole time is being too good at art. So.
Yeah.
Agree with Trevor, but also think Chloe had everyone defending her, so she did well too. Totally. Yep. Chloe has everyone on her side, and that's not to be taken lightly. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Lots of Trevors.
Right.
John winning would be all stars for winner reaction level of what the fuck, really?
Love that. Living. Okay.
I love it. Let's go on to our next superlative. We have our bottom ranked, and this can be anything. This could be a person. This could be a moment. This could be a passing thing that was said one time. What over these last 4 episodes made you cringe? What made you be like, ugh, no, ooh? What made you just, ugh? Josh, it looks like you want to kick this one off.
My bottom rank would be when Mitchell had clothes on, because Mitchell's meant to have no shirt on. Mitchell's meant to have nothing on. So when he was covered, I was saying bottom rank. So
bottom rank is a clothed Mitchell from Josh. Very on brand. It looks like Adrian is saying bottom ranked. Lisa, what have you done?
Nothing. She got nothing. She's still busy lifting drinks and got nothing. I'm kidding.
Chantele, what is your bottom ranked for these episodes?
I don't know. Hold on, let me think. What was annoying? I mean, all what you guys have said, I totally agree was like a wompity womp. I don't know. Oh my God, I can't even think of anything that's like, I mean, maybe Courtney, like I was a little bit eye roll. Like he kind of always just like, he's kind of negative sometimes. And so I didn't really I didn't really care for him anymore. I want him to be a little bit more like positive instead of like, you know, kind of catty. So maybe Courtney.
Yeah. I can see that. I think my bottom ranked for this week has to be Miss Cat, and I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Phil is saying that Cat didn't deserve the mean comments. She played, but the alliance was already set. I will agree with you, Phil, on this, but I give her my bottom rank because she came in too hot. She came in way too hot, and when you know that you're coming into the competition, you don't have the luxury of being able to just like say the thing. You kind of have to be more sneaky about it. And I give her that bottom rank just because of the moment where she said, so which one of you is going to lie about this? Because that's coming in hot in front of everyone.
Not good.
Cat likes it to come in hot.
Yeah, I did see that she has been getting like some hate online and things like that. And I think that's so dumb because she really didn't do anything wrong.
No.
So, you know, that needs to stop. So if there's people out there who are giving hate to any of these contestants online, what are you even doing? Lisa, go girl, give us nothing. Give us nothing except a Lance Bass cameo on Instagram.
Lance is doing the circuit right now. Lance was like, I was trying to remember what show I saw him in like a preview for, and it's for Lisa Vanderpump's Overserved. I saw him. He's going to be one of the dinner party guests, and so I was like, oh, there's Lance again.
Lance is all
everywhere.
Over reality television. Lance Bass is reality TV king right now.
Are you gonna watch the Bees show, Bethany's show?
Wait, my friend was telling me about. Did she have a new book as well?
It's a new show where it's kind of like her version of the like Apprentice, where it's her trying to find a new employee on HBO Max.
I mean, of course I'll watch it, but what?
You're like
obviously problematic Bethany. Bethany's a little bit problematic. She has no sense of what she's thinking.
Oh yeah, who's she married to now? Like, oh my god, is she single?
Ooh.
Her poor partners. Yeah, I'll probably watch.
So I do want to bring up this comment before we get out. Is why can't a fine black man be good at art? That's not so much what I think we're getting at. I think that it's more so that
the rosy cheeks on the Trevor,
that's
mannequin.
what I was going for.
I just don't think a man who is playing such like a hyper masculine, dude is going to be like wonderful at makeup and like making like a kind of like girly poster. Like the art style was just like very feminine, that was more the vibe. And I think that would just kind of like it's weird because we've never seen Trevor like talk about it. Be like, oh yeah, like, I love doing art. I'm a great drawer. Like, just say something.
Well,
about
you can't though now because like of the curly and calculated. Be like, oh, Trevor.
Oh,
So
yeah, for sure. Have you guys started watching Drag Race Down Under?
Down Under. No.
Not yet. We have not
Are we
started
going to be
watching Drag
watching-
Race Down Under, but we will be today.
Yeah, I was like, are we going to be watching it after this?
I'm down if you want to.
All right, we'll see if Sam wants to get off the Switch. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, y'all, that brings us to the end of our episode today. If you guys want to check us out talking about Drag Race, we go live on Friday nights at 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time. So yeah, come talk to us about Drag Race, all things Drag Race, the current seasons, past season rankings, things like that.
We do have Bravo as well. So every Friday at noon we post Bravo. So it's always fun.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I'll give our Couch Potato Queens. So follow us at Couch Potato Queens, Couch Potato QWNZ, or subscribe to our channel. Hit that subscribe button, Henny, and like the video because it's fun. And then Chantele, tell us about your channel.
I mean, Reality Realness with 3 S's. Hang out with me right now. There's the second reunion that we'll be talking about, the challenge season 36. Oh my God, it's been over 5 months. Like, can it end? I love the challenge, but can it please end? Also this week will be the final few episodes of The Block, where I'll be talking for Reality Pop about Big Brother Canada. So 3 more episodes of that. And then obviously doing a full breakdown of the 4 episodes on Thursday evenings with Matt, and then coming back here a week from now to talk about the finale of The Circle. And I will be doing 2 appearances on Rob as a podcast this week. So Tuesday, roundtable, Thursday, finale for The Circle. So a lot of Circle content from my mouth this week. So
love it. So anyways, guys,
Big Brother during the summer.
Yep, come back and talk to us next week about the finale Saturday at 1 p.m. I'm sure we will all have some opinions because I feel like it's going to be wild.
All right.
Anyways, guys, great chatting with you. Love our circle chats.
I do.
Have a fabulous, fabulous week, y'all. Bye.
Bye. Keep smiling.
Yes, goodbye.